私を喜ばせた人よ。見事です、ザラキケンパチ。
So I think by this point, it's overused by me personally. I've come on here ever since Bleach has restarted, right? Ever since we are now into the defining arc, the next arc after the triumphant, over a decade return, well, little less than a decade, but you guys know what I'm saying. We're part of something really special here, and overused by me. The specific statement that I want to call out is the fact that I keep coming on here and being like, that was the best episode of Bleach anime ever, and I felt that way again. And I was like, do I start the video with that? Because, like, I can't keep saying that, right? So I think I'm at the point to where Bleach 1000-Year Blood War is doing something special, and it's exuding or creating that high that high hype level of what would be considered a masterpiece shonen episode of anime, and it's recreating that moment over and over differently with different scenes, right? We have the one the one moment, the one episode, with head captain Yama, right? We have the episode where Ichigo is fighting, one of the main people of the Quincy's, right? We have when Bleach fell. When Ichigo fell out of the sky to fight Yawaka, whatever the hell that guy's name is. I'll never say it right. Y-A whatever. Y-A Waka Waka. We have that moment. We have last week where it started with Zaraki, and his fight, right? And then this week we ended up, with the Unohana, Zaraki fight, and at the end of all of this, Zaraki finally has heard the voice of his sword, right? He's heard the voice of his Zanpakuto, and inevitably, Homeboy's gonna get his Bankai. Now, it did take what I'm still hoping that the death of Unohana is not true. She has become, like, incredible to me. Like, the fact that this lady learned healing so that way she could fight longer is incredible. Her backstory is incredible. The way that she got to where she was as another head captain of the medical unit is incredible. The way that she turned a new leaf was incredible. The way that Zaraki was discovered was incredible. It's incredible, and I keep using that word because it's just so good that there's no other word that I can use besides incredible. And that is all manifested towards this one fight where Unohana was trying to right a sin. And last week I was baffled as to what was this sin that she caused. She caused a... It's hard to describe, without being, like, kind of an asshole. But she basically created a sensation for Zaraki that would be equatable to, like, a junkie's ultimate high. And typically that ultimate high is their first high. And the reason someone becomes a junkie is because they're always searching and seeking for that next high. And what Zaraki did specifically is he limited his capabilities so that he could reach that same high with foes who just simply couldn't provide that to him. But he was doing it on a subconscious level since the moment that he realized the one person who's given him this moment that he's never experienced in his life, he was better than. So in that moment, he subconsciously subdued himself. And he's been doing that to a heavy degree over and over and over again. And that is just an incredible thing to put all together for this blood crazy, fight crazy character who has been a mainstay in Bleach throughout the last 15-20 years. And I think that is awesome and sad and enlightening and all of that. And the fact that Unohana was able to, or you might say Unohana, You know, the fact that Unohana was able to finally like right this wrong that she felt that she created, but also participate in a blissful moment at dying at the hands of Zaraki. As she stated to us, the viewers, that, you know, part of being a kenpachi is once you realize that there is someone else vying for that position who's potentially be stronger, you have one or two ways. You point your blade at them and then they kill you, or you point your blade at them and you nurture them. And she went the nurturing route. And now she was able to fulfill, kind of, it came full circle for her, of truly passing on that kenpachi torch to Zaraki. And I'm like, this is profoundly morbid and beautiful at the same time. And it's just incredible, right, to witness all this. Then what they did this episode, they brought it all back, because then we go meet whatever the Zanpakuto guy is, Etsu somebody, right? We go meet that guy, right? And he was like, oh, you know, he is the creator of the Zanpakuto. So the reason that every person in Soul Society has a Zanpakuto is because at some point in history, one of the 4 guards people, the royal guardsmen, decided to create these things. Etsu Nimamura has created these things, and now since he was how he created these things, they essentially have like their independent souls, right? And he explained to us, and it came full circle, right? You have Zaraki discovering his Zanpakuto's voice, potential Bankai later down the road, which I cannot wait for that to happen. Then we meet the guy, you know, Ichigo and Renji meet this guy who was the creator of the Zanpakuto, and you know his deal is to fix you. You need to survive with these basically like blank Zanpakuto and make them you know, kind of like be one with you. Renji was able to pull it off. Ichigo was not. So now this dude yeeted him back into either the real world or a substitute version of the real world to go discover himself, because the reason that Ichigo failed this test wasn't because of his strength or anything like that. It's because he doesn't know who he is specifically. So he needs to go find out who the hell he is from his dad, who the hell he is from his Quincy side, right? Who the hell he is as a Soul Reaper. He needs to go figure himself out. And then once he's able to accomplish that, new power will unlock. And I'm like, wow. Like, that's amazing, right? Like, I can continue gushing over and over. You know, I'm at the 8-minute mark. I can continue gushing over this, you know, over and over for like the next 10 minutes. Talk about how profoundly beautiful this episode was in a lot of different facets, and how it all got tied back in, you know, with a sprinkle of comedy, you know, for *𝐿 and the girls, and how this guy was surrounded by beautiful women that ended up just being swords. Like, I could talk about all that, but I won't, and I'll just say this was a great episode, and I cannot wait to see what comes next. For Zaraki, I cannot wait to see if Unohana's really dead. You know, I'm assuming that yes, she is, which is sad that to lose somebody so powerful, but they were able to pass the torch on to their next, you know, vice captains and now captains. You know, well, not in Zaraki's case, but in Unohana's case. And wow. I'm going to leave you guys on those thoughts. Incredible episode. I'm sure there's a lot I missed. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you being here for another week of Bleach. An incredible episode. I know I overused that word quite a bit, but regardless, that is how I describe it. All right, I'm going to see you guys next week. Peace.